none of the major parties are saying the kind of things that I want to say, are representing me on things like tax, on things like net zero, on things like woke. We need a strong pushback in a number of these areas.
You used to be a Conservative councillor.
I did for 15 years.
But for Conservative, can we now read Reform? Is that what's going to happen?
No, I don't think it's as simple as that. The reason why I've gone to Reform is that Reform is quite different from the Conservatives at the moment.
What's the main thing that people are talking to you about on the doors?
People are concerned about the cost of living, cost of energy. Energy is a big issue, and I think Reform has much more of an answer to that than anybody else has suggested. And part of that answer is to do away with net zero, because it is costing us so much money, and it is creating a transfer of resources and money from the poor to the rich. It is just a crazy policy, and none of the other parties are addressing that other than to throw more money at it.
How do you think we should be producing energy?
Well, the traditional way of gas is far more efficient and cheaper, and we would have cheaper energy. And people, when they look at their household bills, you know, we've had a cost of living crisis, we've had very difficult times. This affects poor people. So there is a mixture of things that we should have, and I'm not suggesting that we do away with all wind farms now that they are up. But you have to remember that every one of these wind turbines involves an awful lot of concrete poured into the ground, an awful lot of steel. They're not as saving of carbon, CO2, as is claimed for them. And healthcare, keep it free at the point of use, but bring in private providers to provide a lot more. Now, Labour and Conservative, the main parties, you know, they kind of freeze when we talk about private providers. We must make use of the resources that we have there. Stop waiting lists.